What the fuck is up? It is your host, Erica Nalen, and welcome back to another episode of the Hangover series. Hello, everybody. Deep breaths. Breathe in, breathe out. I feel like I'm in a yoga class, but I'm really just in my mom's basement. It also looks like I'm in jail a little bit. When you see this video, you're going to be like, where are you? But it's very fitting for today's episode. I am in my mother's basement. I am back in Nebraska and I'm feeling frightful. I'm feeling confessional and I'm feeling extremely tired, to be honest. I was going through all these different pictures from all my different iPhones that I've had and all my different cameras and whatnot that I've had from like the age of 7 till now. And I found my first ever makeup tutorial at 7 years old. And let me just say, my makeup tutorial from 7 years old is like basically the same as today. I actually think I might have been doing my makeup better at 7. I don't know where I was going with that, but I thought today would be a good time to tell you about the time that I got pulled over 3 times in 1 week. Okay? It's about damn time, Lizzo said. Lizzo called me up last night on the phone and she said, it's about damn time. And I have literal notes, like handwritten on paper notes next to me. I've never written notes in my life. That's a lie. I actually saw the other day, this is extremely going in a different direction, but I saw the other day when it was really windy outside, like all these people's notes everywhere, like their school notes just like everywhere. And that's just my biggest fear, or that was my biggest fear, like losing all your notes and having them fly outside. I don't know why, but that was a fear I used to have. A nightmare, one may say. Notes flying everywhere. And I saw that and I was like, damn, do they even know that their notes are out here? Like, maybe they threw them away and the trash can blew up and boom, bang, boom. I don't know. But I have handwritten notes and they say, story time, being pulled over 3 times 1 week. 1 girl, 1 week, 3 cops. You heard it here first. 1 girl, 1 week, 3 cops, no jail, no ticket, no license, no registration. Just kidding. I had a license. I had a registration. Okay. We are going to get into it though. And I'm going to tell you guys the 3 stories. And we're going to get into it now because I'm going to get distracted and I'm going to start telling another story if we don't start now. So, grab your popcorn, grab your wine, grab your tequila, grab your whiskey, grab your dog, grab your cat, grab your hamster, grab your rabbit, grab your grandma, grab your grandpa, and let's get into it. I will say, I'm going to go in order of like the events that happened, obviously. And I will say my favorite one is the last one. It's the most like iconic part of the story, if you will say. I don't know if iconic is the right word, but it's the best out of them all. So we're going to get into it and let's begin. So I learned how to drive at 15. I had a permit. I took driving classes and I know how to drive a car. Before we begin, I know how to drive a vehicle. I was taught by a driving instructor And I was a very cautious driver when I began driving. I remember going to the classes, I was like, fuck this. I hate this. I know how to drive a car. I don't need anyone to teach me. And when you're in these driving permit classes where they're teaching you how to drive, there's normally like two of you to a car, and you guys split up the driving. You get to see how the other person drives versus how you drive. You get to like lean and learn off of each other. But when I took my driving class thing, my buddy, my car partner, he said, I can't be here anymore. And I had to drive all those hours by myself. So I should be more experienced in that sense. And I remember being extremely scared of driving fast. And I remember being extremely scared of getting on the highway. So I don't know what turned overnight. So I was 18 and I was dating this guy at the time. And he went to school like an hour and a half, maybe an hour. It seemed like an hour and a half away from where I went to school. So I used to go out there pretty often. And it was in a really, really small town where he went to school. So not a lot of people, not a lot of things going on. I think it was basically just like the school. There was a Burger King. There was a pizza place. There was a Walmart. And I honestly think that was it. Those are the three places that I ever went when I was there. A Walmart, a Burger King, and a pizza place. So very small town vibes. Cornfields, people, you get the gist. Okay, so this was the first time, like literally the first time that I had ever driven down to his college town to visit him. So I didn't know the speed limits in a small town, okay? I had never been to a small town before in my life. And that might be a lie, but I had never been to this exact small town, okay? So I'm driving there, I'm obviously, getting excited. I'm getting excited to see my ex-boyfriend. I'm getting excited to meet his roommate. I'm getting excited to get a tour, all the excitement is really coming out of me. And I'm driving there. I'm getting excited. I'm having a blast by myself, probably listening to Kelly Clarkson, having a good time. I'm on the phone with my ex-boyfriend. And I think I probably got lost is what I'm thinking happened. And when you drove there, you were on the interstate for most of the time. And then you obviously passed this Walmart, and then you're in the small town. Is this making any sense? And I'm in the small town. I'm on the phone with him. I'm talking to him. I'm like, I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'll be there in 5 minutes. I see the building. I'm taking a right. I'm almost there. I'm driving 50 miles an hour, per hour, whatever it's called. I'm driving 50 and on the phone. And all of a sudden, I see lights behind me for the first time in my life. I'm not even kidding. For the first time in my life, this is the first time I'm being pulled over. On the phone, Kelly Clarkson's playing, driving 50. I'm like, nothing can stop me. I'm about to see my boyfriend. I'm about to see his roommate. I'm about to see his college. Yeah! Was, I think, what was going through my head. And all of a sudden, I see these lights behind me. And I'm like, I gotta go. I'm getting pulled over. And he's like, what? And I'm like, gotta go. So I hang up the phone. I pull over to the side of the road. My heart is beating an insane amount. Probably faster if faster is an option. Probably more my heart is beating as fast as you can imagine a heart beating. Because I'm getting pulled over. I've never been pulled over before. I'm going to jail. Basically, was probably where my thought process went. And the cop comes up. I roll down the window and he's like, hello, ma'am. And I'm like, hello, sir. with fear in my eyes because I'm like, what crime have I committed? And I feel like they always ask you, like, do you know why you're being pulled over? So he's like, do you know why you're being pulled over? And I was like, no, sir. No, sir. And he's like, can I have your license and registration? I had never been pulled over before, so I knew what my license was, obviously. My driver's license, I had that. But the rest wasn't making sense to me. I'm like, registration? Like, where would that be, sir? Where would my registration be? If you were a registration, where would you be? And he's like, it's probably in your glove department. I'm like, okay, noted. I'm like looking through my glove department. I think I was grabbing like literally everything in that glove compartment, like any form of paper I was grabbing. I think I even called my mom and was like, hi, I just got pulled over. What the fuck is my registration and what would it look like and where would it be? Like, help. Found that, got that figured out. He checks my license. He's like, okay, she's not from around here. I think he asked me like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm going to see my ex-boyfriend for the first time. I've never been here before. Just kidding. I wasn't crying, but I'm crying now. But I was like, I've never been here before. This is my first time here. I've never been here, sir. I have never been here before. I'm from an hour and a half away. And he's like, okay, give me 1 sec. And he goes back to his vehicle and he does whatever they do back there, look you up, see if you're a criminal. He probably sees like, wow, this girl has driven for 2 years and she's never been pulled over before. Like, impressive? Yeah. Do you think there's people that are like 80 years old that have never been pulled over before? I'm very curious now. And I'm going to have to do some research on that when we hang up here. Yeah. But I'm like freaking out inside. I'm like, oh my God, what crime did I commit? What crime did I commit? I still had no idea what I did. And he comes back to the car and he's like, okay, like I'm going to give you a warning, but I just want to let you know that the speed limit over here is 15. You're in a school zone and you were going 50. And I'm like speechless. I'm like, wait, that's like a lot of miles over. It's like way over. What? And I'm like, wait, the school zone, like where? Like I thought this was a main road because I actually did think it was a main road. Like it was not giving school zone. Okay, I'd never even been to the school before. And you think I know where the school zone is? You think, like, maybe that's just common knowledge, okay? But I was young, and I was excited, and I was ready to party, okay? So that was my ex-boyfriend's roommate's first impression of me is, like, woman driving 50 in a 15 school zone, gets pulled over first time she comes to visit. Who is this woman? Who is this woman? And that was a really good question. So later that week, because I'm just going to keep reminding you that this is all in the same week, I genuinely thought that I was cursed or that something had to be wrong or that I was meant to go to jail or that I was meant to be a criminal. Like I was like, something has to be wrong. And maybe it was my driving. Maybe it was that, or maybe I was cursed because again, like I feel like people are always speeding. Who gets pulled over 3 times in 1 week? Like it just doesn't add up. And these were all, for the most part, okay, at least the first one versus the next two, like they were in different towns. They were in different areas, you know? Like I felt like my license plate was posted on the interweb and like people were saying like, pull this woman over. She's crazy. She's reckless. She's driving miles faster than she should. So later that week, I think it was the weekend at this point, and I am visiting my ex-boyfriend. These all have to do with my ex-boyfriend. So now I'm questioning, was he cursing me? Was he the curse on me? To be determined. But now I'm visiting my ex-boyfriend at his parents' house on maybe a weeknight, maybe a weekend night. I just know it's the same week. Visiting him, and I probably had either school the next morning or work the next morning. So we used to hang out like pretty late. You know, we used to just do whatever couples do. And I was at his house, and I think it was around like 12 in the morning. And I was like, okay, like, it's time to go home. It's time we part ways. It's time we break up right here, right now. Just kidding. We don't break up yet. But it's like 12 in the morning. I'm like, I should probably go home. Gotta go. And where his family's house was not in the middle of nowhere, but it was like probably at least like a 37-minute drive to where my family lived. And it was in like an area that was like, you know, getting freshly renovated. Like homes are being built every day. A school was being built at the time. Like restaurants are popping up out of nowhere. Like lots happening. Renovations everywhere. And years ago, years prior to me dating this man, a woman was driving home late at night on the road that I used to take to get back home. And there were like no lights in this area because it's freshly being renovated. I'm sure there's lights there now, but it was like a gravel road that turned into normal road. No lights, like really dark, really spooky, really scary. Scary vibes, okay? And years ago, this woman was driving home late at night and got murdered by a psychopath on this road. And so every single time I would drive on this road, I would think about her because that is so terrifying. And then especially if it was like late at night and I was driving home, I would be like extra anxious, extra scared, extra like on edge because, you know, it's happened before. It could happen again. So it's like 12 in the morning. I'm driving home. I'm getting on the road exactly where that happened years ago. And all of a sudden, this car comes out of nowhere and is just like following me for like 5-10 minutes on this road. And I'm like freaking out inside. I'm like, oh my God, like, you know, the worst thoughts are going through my brain. I'm like, it's 12 in the morning. Like, why is this car following me? Then the car gets on my ass. I'm like, why is this car on my ass? Why is this car following me? Like, when I say this car was on my ass, like this car was on my ass. So anxiety took over me. This car's on my ass. I'm like, am I driving too slow? Like, there's no lights out here. I'm scared. It's 12 in the morning. It's just me and this car out here. Like, why is this car following me and on my arse? So I start speeding, obviously, because I'm scared. And little do you know, that car that was on my booty hole was a police officer. Was a police officer. A police officer. It was a police officer, okay? Let me say it one more time. It was a police officer on my ass, following me. So obviously, when I get scared and I start speeding, he pulls me over because now I'm going over the speed limit because I got scared of him being on my butt. And he pulls me over and I told him, like, hi, you just scared me. Like, what the fuck? I'm an 18-year-old woman driving home. Please, like, please, why is he on my arse? And I told him that he scared me. And I don't know if he cared that he scared me, but I think maybe when he saw that I was literally 18 and like in shock, maybe he felt a little bit bad. But lucky for me and lucky for him, you know, I had just gone down this rodeo 3 days ago. 2 days ago, so I knew exactly what to do. I'm like, here's my license. He's like, get your registration. In my head, I'm like, been there, done that. Been there, done that. Deja vu. Tell me, is it deja vu? Grabbing my license, grabbing all the things that you grab when you get pulled over. And I give him them. I think I reminded him, like, you scared me. There's no lights out here. I'm 18. Help. And he went back to his car. He did his little thing. He asked me, do you know what you were doing wrong? I'm like, it's being scared of crime. And he let me go. Thank God, because honestly, if he had given me a ticket in that moment, I think I would have had to fight it, because I feel like that was valid for me for speeding. Why is he on my arse? But that was the second time. That one's more chill. That one's more like anxiety induced. That one was more like not my fault. Not my fault at all. That's called protection. That's called being aware. It's called looking out for yourself. That's called being aware of your surroundings. That's called having anxiety. That's called... So, a couple days later, I am back with my ex-boyfriend again. This is why I think he cursed me, because what the fuck, XYZ, this shit ain't adding up. This shit ain't adding up, okay? He obviously was not with me for the first 2 times I get pulled over, but this third time, he's with me. So, at the time, we were going to the store or something to grab a drink, grab food, like we were going to go do something. And normally my ex-boyfriend was always the one driving, okay? He was always driving. But for some reason this time, I was driving. And you guys are like actually not prepared for this. I had all these like bins of clothes in my car, okay? Like I had so many bins of clothes in my car because I was going to try to go to Plato's Closet and try to get money for my clothes. And then if they didn't give me any money, which they probably didn't, then I was going to go to Goodwill. So I had like 4 bins of clothes in my car, like 2 in the trunk and like 2 in my back seat. And I also used to be obsessed with Mario Kart. I mean, I'm still obsessed with it, but not as obsessed with it as I was back in the day. But I used to be obsessed with Mario Kart, and I used to play it all the time. And I only had the Wii version. Like, I think that's the only way you could play it, with the little like steering wheels, with the Wii, you know the vibes. So I really wanted to play Mario Kart. And I brought all of my Wii equipment to play to his house. So I had like the controllers, the setup, like all the things that a girl could need to play Mario Kart in my front seat. Okay, so it's like all in my front seat. There's multiple different items. They're obviously not in a bag or a box or anything you could just like quickly put in the back seat. Like they are spread out all over the front seat. Okay. So when I think I must have like picked up my ex-boyfriend or something, like he must have just came outside, and like I don't know why I would still be in my car. So I think he probably just like came outside to get in my car, and then we probably just like drove to go do whatever. And I was like, I don't want to like I don't want to like have to move my Wii and the controller and like all those different items that I just described to you guys. Like I don't want to have to move those to the back seat. We're just going to go grab food really quick. Like, would you mind sitting in the back seat? It's going to take like 10 minutes. Like, can you just sit in the back seat? And he's like, yeah, for sure. So he's sitting in the back seat. We have the Wii in the front seat. We have 4 containers full of clothing and probably a lot of other fucking shit because my car used to have lots of items in it. And we go to do whatever we were doing, and we start driving back through his neighborhood, And, I'm driving the speed limit. Okay. I am driving the speed limit. I'm probably actually driving under the speed limit. We're in a residential neighborhood. I take driving the speed limit in residential neighborhoods extremely serious. There are children at play. There are stray cats. There are dogs. There are people on walks. And I personally take it so seriously, like driving honestly under the speed limit in residential neighborhoods. I don't even know why I'm saying residential. Like, I don't even know what that means. I take driving the speed limit in neighborhoods so seriously. Obviously for the safety of people, but also because I hate, which I'm sure we're aware of, but there is nothing that I hate more than when you're sleeping and you hear a car driving outside of your house with blasting music. That's another thing I take seriously. Like when you are entering a neighborhood, music off, music off. I don't know why I had to say that twice, but I did. And that's something I take seriously. So I don't know why I'm getting actually really serious about this, but I literally hate when you're sleeping and then you're like someone's car is just like making noise, driving so fast in a neighborhood. And then on top of them being like, and then on top of that, they're fucking like music's blasting. Some man is rapping. Some man is hanging out the window rapping. Like, there's just too much going on, and then it wakes you up and disturbs your REM cycle, and it makes me a crabby baby. So, yeah, anyways, I know that I was driving, like, honestly, probably under the speed limit, which I think that's also illegal. And I also would like to speak to the person that came up with the speed limits, because there's a couple speed limits that I've seen around where I'm like, you know what, I feel like it could be a little bit faster. Feel like they should look into those like every 2 years or something. Like, do they ever change the speed limit? Like, who's in control of making those up? And do they ever change them? Because I feel like we should consider changing some of them. But we're in the neighborhood. We're coming back. In case you forgot, the we is in the front seat. There's 4 bins, 2 in the back, 2 in the 2 in the trunk. Ex-boyfriend sitting in the back seat next to the 2 bins behind me. We're coming back. We're driving in the neighborhood with the no houses, because renovation neighborhood, no homes, no cars. Like, vibes are up. Driving slow, which, you know what, I guess I didn't need to drive slow in that neighborhood because it's under renovation. And all of a sudden, literally the same week that these other 2 getting pulled over incidents happen, lo and behold, starts happening behind me. That starts happening behind me. And I'm like, what the motherfucker fuck? What the motherfucker fuck? What the fuck could be happening that I am being pulled over? Like, this was the one time, like, out of the 3 times, this was the one time. Like, the other 2, I was like, okay, yeah, I was speeding. Okay, yeah, I was speeding. This was the one time out of the 3 in 1 week where I was like, okay, now I am definitely not doing anything against the law right now. Like, I am driving under the speed limit. Like, what the actual F to the U to the C to the K could this be for? Like, am I going to jail? Is this for the other times? Like, what thoughts are racing through my head. My ex-boyfriend sitting behind me is like freaking out. He's like freaking out. He's like, what the, like, who am I dating? Why is she always getting pulled over? He's like, oh God, like freaking out as if like he's going to jail with me. And I'm like, am I going to jail? Like, I don't know, I'm getting pulled over. And I'm like, I think he was like actually freaking out. Like, I'm like laughing, but in the moment, like, it was so serious. But he was like actually freaking out. I think I was like, hey, like, chill. Chill, I've got this all under control, is what I said. I've got this all under control. You know what? Like, Third time's a charm. Isn't that what they say? Third time's a charm. So, like, we're getting out of this. And I was like, okay, this time, like, I really am not breaking the law. I'm really not speeding. I'm driving under the speed limit. Like, what the actual fuck? So I roll down my window. The police officer comes over to my window. He's shining a flashlight every which way. He's shining it in the back. He's shining it in the trunk. He's shining it everywhere you could think of shining it. On the tires, in the greens, in the grass, in the cornfields, in the renovations that are not renovated. He's shining a flashlight every which way. I'm like looking around like, oh, what? Why is he shining a light everywhere? I'm scared. And he's like, hello, ma'am. How are you tonight? And I'm like, I mean, I'm doing fine. But now I'm not doing fine because, I mean, in my head, little does he know, this is the third time I'm being pulled over in a week. But, you know, now I'm just thinking that I'm a criminal. And he, like, asks what we've been doing tonight, like, where I'm coming from, like, what I'm doing, and I'm answering all the questions. Like, we just went to the store. Now we're driving back to his parents' house. He's like, where's his parents' house? I'm like, literally 2 blocks away. Like, we're almost there. He's like asking what street it's on. I'm like, ask him. I don't know directions. I don't even know speed limits, sir. I don't know speed limits and you're asking me about streets? Ask that guy. We rolled the back. I'm not even kidding. Like, we rolled the back window down. Now my ex-boyfriend's getting involved. He's like, why is your ex-boyfriend sitting in the back seat? And I'm like, he's sitting in the back seat because I really want to play Mario Kart on my Wii, and I brought it over to his house to play, and it's sitting right here next to me in the front seat, but it's a lot of things to move. And I didn't want to do that. So he's just, sitting in the back seat because we just needed to run a little errand. And then we're going to go play Mario Kart. I'm going to beat his fucking ass in Mario Kart because I'm so fucking good at it and I've never fucking lost. And the cop is like, Like, he's looking at me and my ex-boyfriend like we are the, like, sussiest, if that's a word. Like, we are the most sus people he's ever seen in his whole life. Like, eyes are, like, squinted because he's like, getting skeptical of us. Like, he's like not believing what I'm saying. And he's like, oh, so you care more about your Wii than your boyfriend? Like, he actually did ask me something along the lines of that. Like, you care more about your Wii? And I'm like, sir, I mean, one, yeah. Like, you don't know how much Mario Kart meant to me growing up. I played it every day after school and sometimes before school. Like, if Fortnite means that much to men, like, honestly, yeah, Mario Kart means a lot more to me. And wait till you find out how we break up because he cheats on me. Anyways, story for another day. I'm like, no. Like, obviously, I'm obsessed with Mario Kart and my boyfriend. I'm obsessed with everybody. I'm obsessed with you, officer. I'm obsessed with everybody, and I love everyone the same way. And my Wii is just sitting up here because it is. And he's like, okay. He keeps shining a flashlight everywhere in my car. And he's like, what are these bins for? Where'd you get all these clothes from? And I'm like, those are my clothes. And I am bringing them to Plato's Closet to try to get money. And if I don't get money, then they will be going to Goodwill. And he's like, interesting. Then he, like, starts asking me what more items in my car are for. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, my car is just messy. Like, I don't know if you saw my license, but I'm 18. College student. Like, trying to play Mario Kart. My car has a lot of items in it. Okay? And he, like, is just really skeptical of us. And he goes back to his car. He, like, give him the registration, give him all the things that you do. He goes back to his car. He's looking up all the things. And he comes back and he's like, okay, I want you to, like, go back to his parents' house right after this. do you know why I pulled you over? And I'm like, no, sir. No, sir, I do not. Like, genuinely have no clue. Like, I thought I was driving under the speed limit. And he says to me, you were driving. He says to me, you were driving without your lights on. And somebody just had a house robbery in this neighborhood. And you were driving extremely slow. Your lights are off. You have all these items in your car. Your ex-boyfriend is sitting in the back seat. Like, you looked like the perfect suspect of a robbery, but I don't think you are the robber. I'm like, oh, what on earth? How did I set myself up for that? How did I, like, genuinely, how did that happen? So obviously he let me go because I did not rob someone's home. I don't think I'd be very good at robbing someone's home. I think I would be very scared robbing someone's home. Like, that's like extremely scary business. So yeah, that was how I ended getting pulled over in 3 weeks. And then after that, I was like, honestly, maybe I should have my license taken away and maybe I shouldn't drive for a very long time. And maybe they should just take me to jail. But like, what are the odds that that's the first time I drive without my lights on? I'm driving under the speed limit in a renovated neighborhood and I get pulled over. And like, what are the odds that like I made my ex-boyfriend sit in the back seat? I have the Wii in the front seat. I have 4 bins of clothes, like, and the neighborhood gets robbed. Like, while I'm doing all of this, like, what? I feel like the suspect, whoever robbed them, set me up. If that's a thing. I feel like he set me up. Because what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, did he call the police? Did the suspect call the police on me? And he said, sir, there was a woman. And she made her ex-boyfriend sit in the back seat. And she has 4 bins of clothes. Her lights are off. Like, did someone call the police officers on me? But I did not rob anyone's home, and I literally would be so bad at that. I, like, could not carry that many items. And that quickly, like, if you're robbing someone, you have to be fast. You have to be fast. Like, people rob people and they, like, steal their TVs. Like, if you think I could carry a TV by myself, you are wrong. And if you think... Okay, I'm just gonna stop. But... yeah, the last story is my favorite story because it's just so good. Like, it was just a perfect, like, I looked like a robber. It was just a perfect setup. It was crazy. But I was gonna say I've learned my lesson, but that was not the last of being pulled over. Like, I think I got pulled over so many more times after that, and it took a while for me to get a ticket because I must just be really good at acting, like, oh my god. Or I think I just, like, forget what you do when you get pulled over. Like, I'm like, shit, it's been 5 months. Like, what do you do again? Where's my registration? Help. You know, panic, urgent, scary vibes. But those are the 3 times I was pulled over in 1 week. I hope someone else can relate to this. Like, has anyone else out there been pulled over that many times in 1 week, or was I cursed? Like, was I cursed or was I just really bad at driving? Unsure. I used to get really offended when people said I wasn't good at driving too. And then I, like, if someone was like, you're really good at driving, I was like, kiss my feet, like, let's make out. But yeah, so that's my story time. I am not a criminal, and I just wanted to share that with you guys because hopefully someone can relate. And I'm gonna do research and see if, like, there are people out there that are 80 years old that have never been pulled over. Like, I feel like everyone's been pulled over at least once, right? Or are people just, like, really good drivers? Like, I feel like you can get pulled over for anything. Speeding, driving with your lights off, driving under the speed limit. There's a lot of things you can get pulled over for. But please tell me if you've ever been pulled over. I need to know. And I need to know what happened. And I need to know if you got away with it. I need to know if you got a warning. I need to know how many times you've been pulled over. I need to know all of your background information. I need to know your criminal history record. Like, give me your social security number and let's connect. Okay? But thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will catch you next week. Bye.